So, roller skates, am I right? You know, this may be a controversial take, but I don't think their speed should be nerfed. Well, yes, the roller skate should be nerfed, but the speed shouldn't be decreased. And it's not because, oh, it's a single player game, so the bounce doesn't matter. That's a stupid argument, okay? That's not what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I would like to argue that these are such fun items to use. Nerfing the speed would make them, like, honestly a little sad to use, right? Like, seriously, when me and my friends got this item, it was so hype. It's such a unique amount. He's coming from 1.4.4. I'm not gonna lie, it's absolutely not balanced when you get them. But I think that's the key of the issue. We can compare it to Hermes boots, because they're also pre-boss, and we can see clearly the roller skates have a higher speed and acceleration, which kind of steals the show from the Hermes boots. So the obvious solution to this is to just reduce the speed, right? Just make the roller skates slower. But I absolutely disagree. If we make these worse than the Hermes boots, we will just be back to square one. They aren't faster than the Hermes boots, why use them? Sure, you have an accessory slot, but considering how uncontrollable they can be for tight turns, Hermes boots probably still would be better. Its only advantage would be in boss fights where tight turns aren't really that necessary, and the extra accessory slot really does matter. But even still, with dashies and Hermes boots, roller skates are about as good as each other, I'd say. Right now, it's just a trade-off between slightly higher speed and more controllability. But if we were to lower the speed to match, then the problem isn't really solved, because roller skates still would probably be better due to the increased mobility and jumps. So what if we made the speed even slower? It becomes purely a building tool, and the movement potential is just completely cut off. And also, you just stop being able to make race courses with minecarts. Like, that's terrible, and not fun, you know? The roller skates are so smooth and so fun to use that just stopping this would be really sad. I think relogic did a really good making these fun to use. So, what do we do if changing speed won't fix it? Making it rarer or more expensive is out of the question, since that simply just pushes the problem further. It makes it more tedious to obtain, but it's still as good when you get it. So, what about moving it to another part of progression? Post-Skeletron, or even in hard mode? It's certainly an idea, and I like it a lot more than just nerfing its speed, because you still keep its high movement potential and it doesn't really steal the spotlight from the pre-boss Hermes boots. And it also makes it a competitor to the Terraspark and Frog boots, which already have their own competition. The whole point of having different options is, well, to have different options. You can choose what you like and what you don't. And I think that's a good way of keeping the roller skates relevant and while not outshining the Hermes boots, you know? It's a good solution. But I don't think it's the optimal solution. I think the optimal solution, while it requires a little more work, is much better. First, current roller skates, they get slower. And I know what you're gonna say. Why make them slower? Isn't that the entire point of what not to do? Yeah, but we can go further, right? If we look at the current state of the game, we have so many progression locking materials. Like, we have Meteorite, post-evil boss, we have hard modals plus wall flesh, we have souls, hallowed bars, post-mech bosses. We could make them upgradable, you know? So we could get them faster, depending on progression, and you know, maybe we can add more functionality. Like, you could attach Souls of Flight, and maybe you get something with Flight, or something with full damage immunity, and a double jump. This way we can get smooth movement in pre-hard mode, even if it is a little worse than Hermes boots. The fantastic feature of moving at the same speed as placing blocks, which is so useful, it's insane. And a very useful movement alternative in later game, you know? Wings aren't mandatory. We don't need to make wings the only option in hard mode. In any case, I really hope relogic goes for option 2 or 3. Nerfing movement will be kind of boring, and while it's understandable to go for that option, and previous history has shown some precedent for this, such as with a black spot, I believe that the situation is different enough for progression locking to be not only solving this problem, but a great solution to it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this short video. More 1.4.5 content is coming out. Please stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.